Hello, hello, hello. We are making a video together on a lovely sunny afternoon. The stitches are removed. The vet was amazing, absolutely fantastic. I was amazed. The baby dog was hypnotically lying down on the left side, just the way it was necessary. And she very, very, very meticulously and carefully pulled out the stitches with that little surgical scissors, got underneath there in between the skin, very careful not to pierce or scratch the skin. Amazing, really, really great work. 10 stars, 100 stars for that veterinarian. Wonderful. Thank you infinitely much. And she has an Amstaff. So she said he's 100% an Amstaff because she has an Amstaff. So with the head like that, that's a pure breed. So when the head is that wide, so then you get one of those wide-headed breed dogs. And they are amazing. And not exactly for age 65 and older, but I'm under 65, so I can still do it. Paul, on the other hand, is almost 70. It's a little bit more difficult for him. But we are doing it, we are managing, and he's getting older too, so then it gets better, that gets easier. When they get older, it gets a lot easier. When they are very young, it is difficult. Just want people to know that, so just in case they're thinking about getting an Amstaff American Staffordshire, or any Mastiff. So if you're over 65 and you have weak knees or bad hips, don't get one of those. Not a good idea. Get a European Basset Hound. They are very mellow and easygoing, and they don't have to go for extremely long hikes. They can go through your garden and enjoy that every day. They're very content with that. So that's what the Papa dog did. He did a Zen walk through the entire garden, and he took his time in wind and weather and in rainstorm and hailstorms. He would go all very slowly, smelling his way forward and smelling all the animals out there and everything, and walking slowly under the cedar tree, which we didn't want. That's why we had to cut part of the cedar tree open there in order to clear this up, so we can look into the cedar tree from underneath better and see if there is a cougar nest, because Papa had been bitten by a kitty cat and then by either a cougar or a bobcat. So I don't know the difference much. I think cougars are larger. They are more like medium-sized dog, and the bobcats are like, I don't know, bobcats are a little smaller than a medium, between a kitty cat and a medium-sized dog, so somewhere in there. That's a bobcat. And there are different types. A lynx also falls into that. So I don't know exactly what type of cat, but he was bitten once by a regular house cat and once by a much larger cat in that cedar tree, and we didn't know that was all happening while we were in the house. So I talked about this before. I saw that on a vacation when I poured sacred water from a sacred lake on his back to cool him off, and then I saw there was pus and blood coming out of his back, and then we had to inspect, and we saw, oh my goodness, that fang that went into his back, that was a larger fang than a kitty cat. So that's what I assume, a bobcat probably. And that's why we had to cut that all open to also chase any kind of kitty cat or bobcat mother or cougar mother out of there. So to tell them, don't come in here, don't set up your camp here, because we have a papa dog, a European Basset Hound. And that is my baby, and I'm protecting him. Yeah. And then he danced with a baby deer, with a baby male deer that came over to the papa dog, curious, and they made friends and they played with each other beautifully. But a couple of days later, I hear gunshots on the other side of the road, and I feared for the worst. And after that, I never saw that male baby deer again. So I think it was the hunter downhill from us. I cried rivers. That was so heartbreaking. I was always feeding the deer coming into our garden. I was feeding them with apples, and they would eat the apples, and they were so grateful. They love the way the apples taste so good. So I had a lot of thoughts today about relationships. So maybe I'm going to get into this for a while. Relationship misunderstandings. Annalise, I talked about this before in my videos, but it's a wonderful encounter Annalise had in Venice, California, at the beach, at the ocean. She was walking down the beach, and she comes across a Buddhist monk. A Buddhist monk in a robe and everything. I had never seen a Buddhist monk there, but she met one, and she got to talk to him, and he was real nice to her, and she said, would you tell me something nice about Gautama Buddha? And he started talking, and he said, the Buddha, yes. So the Buddha has always said, he starts, the Buddha has always said that all relationship problems and all wars and all domestic fights and all these terrible things that are happening in the world are based on misunderstandings. Okay. And I wrote something down. I don't know if I can, maybe I can do this.